Hey everybody over there in Knife World, this is Omar the Knife Shark Guy, and I am back with another discontinued Kershaw piece. This one is quite different, so I think you're going to find this one really interesting because it's not designed by one company, but two. And that knife is a 2005 Kershaw Spyderco collaboration between Sal Glesser and Ken Onion, the Spyker. This guy, I have been after this knife for about 3 years. I'm so happy to have it in my collection finally. It's a long time coming, so let's get right into it. Let's go ahead and get on with the boring part of this. Let's go ahead and start with the specs on this knife, because I'm not a big spec fan, but I know you guys want to know how big the knife is. And then we'll do some size comparisons. So the knife is 8.4 inches in length. The blade length is 3.5 inches. The steel is CPM S30V. Closed length on this knife is 4.8 inches. The edge length is 3.3 inches, and the weight of the knife is 3.9. Blade thickness is 156 or 0.156 or 4 millimeters thick. The handle is G10. Now, I gotta tell you, after handling a lot of knives over the last 5 to 6 years, this is probably the lightest knife I have ever held in my hand. It feels real light, mostly because, again, the knife is made from G10, and it's complete open construction. As you can see, there are like standoffs there. I kind of like either a completely open construction on a knife. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that, but either a completely open construction on the knife, or closed construction. I'm not into the whole half backspacer thing. I don't know about you guys, but that kind of bothers me. I'm not crazy about, kind of the not continuous look of a knife. I like everything to look complete and continuous when I buy a knife, and in this case, that definitely fits the bill. The knife is very smooth. Easy to open, just really great. What's great is it's the only Kershaw knife that you can actually middle finger flick, because Spyderco had a hand in designing it. So this knife came out in 2005, and it comes just like this, in a pouch, and then you get a certificate with the knife, because there's only 3,000 of these knives ever made. It's 3,000 piece limited production run. That's what the card says. See that? Spyderco certifies that this is one of a 3,000 piece limited production run of the Spyderco Kershaw collaboration, and you can see the date right there, March 2005. Kershaw Spyker for SPY for Spyderco, and KER for Kershaw. And if you look at the blade real close, you got Spyderco up at the top there and Kershaw down below. You show the collaboration. Really great knife. The entire knife is made of G10. What I really like about it, these carbon fiber twills that run along the handle of the knife, they're on both sides of it. As you can see, the pocket clip is tip up only, and only on one side of that. Centering on this knife, let's take a look at that, man. You can see the centering on this. Whoop, where is it? There you go, it's on camera. Dead on, look at that. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Like I said, it's a really, really light knife. And definitely a true collectible piece. There's really not much more to say about it other than the fact they no longer make it anymore, and it is also kind of necessary to have in your collection, because it is the only time that Kershaw and Spyderco ever got together to have a knife made and released for public consumption. I don't know if that's ever going to happen again, but I thought it was a great idea, and I definitely had to have it. This was the hardest knife for me to come by in my collection of all the discontinued Kershaws that I ever had. This was really hard to get. I don't know why, but I mean, it really was hard. And I've had other knives that I thought were easier to get. The Kershaw Whisper, for example, where they've only made 250 of those knives. I got one of those, brand new in a box. That was easier to get than this knife. So I'm real happy this one came along and came my way. If you would like to get one of these, you can. If you're interested in purchasing one of these, you can get one. I believe he still has one or two left. So you're probably going to want to try and rush down there to get it. At Country Knives, you can check out their website. At countryknives.com. They're in Intercourse, Pennsylvania. They've been around since 1976. They've got a bunch of discontinued Kershaws. They don't have very many left. They are going away, but this knife here, yeah, I believe they have one or two more after I purchased this one from them. So I got lucky there, and I want to have anybody out there who is thinking about collecting Kershaw, grab yourself one of these. It's kind of a fun knife to have in a collection. Also be kind of an interesting knife to start your Kershaw collection with if you decided to have a Kershaw collection. So why don't we go ahead and do some size comparisons on this knife. Enough of my blabbing. Here it is up against the Chris Reeve Inkosi. One of my favorite all-time user knives. Another favorite user knife of mine that I love is the Chris Reeve Numzon. Right? Just get rid of that. How about the Spyderco Advocate? Maybe you guys might have one of those on you. There you go, Spyderco Advocate. Another favorite user knife of mine. I love that one. Really fantastic. And we'll put it up against a zero tolerance knife that is now discontinued. How about the zero tolerance 0900? One of my favorites also. It's perfect pocket carry, this little guy. So as you can see, the Spyderco Spyker, or the Kershaw Spyker, however you want to refer to it, it's a fairly large knife. And definitely very light, easy to carry. Nice action on that. You can see that right there. You can even middle finger flick it. You know, again, probably the only time you will middle finger flick a Kershaw. Because the Spyderco did the Spyderco hole on there. So designed by Ken Onion and Sal Glesser, I'm going to have to say that the handle goes to Kershaw. The design of the handle goes to Kershaw. That's how they did it, with the carbon fiber twill on there. Both sides of the knife once again. And probably the blade design goes to Spyderco, that recurve blade. Or you can also say that Kershaw made the recurve blade, because I actually have a knife with that same shape on it made by Kershaw. So who knows what, I mean, you could sit here and look at the knife and try and figure out what did Sal Glesser design, what did Ken Onion design. I mean, you could change it up, but I think it was meant to be, when they made it, I think it was meant to be put together in such a way that you can't tell. Maybe I'm guessing, but you can't tell. However, you know, if you guys are familiar with some of the older knives that Kershaw had out at that time, the concept of these three holes together like that, you notice that's running throughout the entire theme of the knife. Here it is right here at the bottom part of the handle, right along there. And then up against over here, you can see they got the holes there again. And, of course, right on the blade. I would have to say the Kershaw probably did that, because they made a knife called the Kershaw Storm with the same circles on it. So that would probably be Ken Onion's influence. And then, of course, the big, gigantic hole in the middle of the knife would be for Spyderco. I mean, you could interpret it any way you want, really. But you know, I don't know. I'm guessing. But yeah, I would have to say that the handle probably is more of a and influenced by Kershaw than Spyderco. But who knows? Who knows? It's one of the reasons why this knife is so popular, because it's made by two companies. So there you have it, the Kershaw Spyker. Which, once again, there's a shot of the certificate that I got with it. If you guys are thinking about picking up one of these at Country Knives, or maybe eBay, you'll see one on eBay occasionally. They might have them there. So, there you go, the Kershaw Spyker, released 2005 by Spyderco and Kershaw, designers Ken Onion and Sal Glesser. Please leave your comments and questions below if you know about this knife, or if you've had this knife in the past. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. And also, I want to be known, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I want to be known as the Kershaw guy. I want anybody out there who has a Kershaw knife, they'd love for me to review it. You can email me at knifeshark01@gmail.com. That's my email. So knifeshark01@gmail.com. Email me there and we'll work out the logistics with the shipping. I don't know how you want to work that out. Maybe I'll pay for it to go back to you, if you pay for it to come to me. However you want to do it. Doesn't make any difference. This channel is strictly for knife lovers anyway, so if you got a brand new knife, or you got one of the newer Kershaws, I would love to review one of the newer Kershaws that are out there. Bring it to me. I'll do a review on it. If you like what I do, or you like my style of reviewing, keep in mind, my style of reviewing will be much more official, knowing that the knife you're sending me is a brand new knife, or a new knife that just came out. I'll review it as you would hear it on any of the other channels. Because, again, my collection is strictly a discontinued collection, so my channel is mostly like a walk down memory lane. But in any case, I don't want to be known just for doing that. I want to be known for all Kershaw knives. So, got a Kershaw knife, send it to me, and, I'll review it for you. I promise I will send it right back in the same exact condition that you gave it to me in. So, once again, this is Omar, the Knife Shark Guy, signing off with the Kershaw Spyderco Spyker right here. And once again, this is Omar, the Knife Shark Guy, hoping you'll find happiness in your next piece of sharp art. That's what this guy is, sharp art. So thanks so much, and for listening. Thank you for your time, and I hope all of you guys have a happy new year. So, this is Omar the Knife Shark Guy signing off.